The gym fell silent the moment the sound echoed, a sharp thwack that cut through the laughter like thunder splitting the sky. Every pair of eyes turned toward the shy girl who, just seconds ago, was being humiliated in front of the entire school. Her hand trembled slightly, her shirt torn, her breath heavy. But her gaze burned with a strength no one had ever seen before. Maya Jensen had always been invisible, the kind of girl teachers forgot to call on, the one who sat in the back of the classroom sketching in her notebook, hoping no one noticed her. She wasn't unpopular because she was mean or strange, she was just quiet, soft-spoken, the type who smiled politely and blended into the background. But that didn't stop the bullies. Brittany and her group ruled the hallways of Millfield High. They weren't just popular, they were ruthless. Anyone who didn't fit their image of cool was a target. Maya had learned to stay out of their way, until the week before prom. That's when everything changed. Tyler Brooks, the captain of the basketball team and Brittany's on and off boyfriend, had done something no one expected. He asked Maya to the prom. Right there in the cafeteria, in front of everyone. Maya thought it was a cruel prank at first, but his eyes were gentle, sincere. He wasn't mocking her. He was nervous. She didn't even have time to respond before Brittany's voice cut through the room. Seriously, Tyler. Her. The laughter that followed felt like knives against Maya's skin. Maya ran. 4 days, she avoided everyone. She didn't answer messages or go online. But Tyler didn't give up. He showed up after her art class, holding a single white rose. I meant it, Maya, he said quietly. I really did. Her heart said yes. Her fear said no. Finally, she nodded. When prom night came, Maya wore a pale blue dress her mom had helped her sew. It wasn't expensive, but it shimmered softly under the lights, matching her eyes. For the first time, she felt beautiful, not for anyone else, but for herself. But not everyone was happy for her. Halfway through the dance, Brittany approached. Her fake smile didn't reach her eyes. So the charity case made it after all, she sneered. The music drowned out most of her words, but Maya heard enough. She tried to walk away, but Brittany grabbed her wrist. You think you can just steal my boyfriend, she hissed. You're nothing, Maya. You'll always be nothing. Maya's chest tightened. Years of humiliation, whispers, and cruel jokes flooded her mind. She felt herself shrinking again, small, invisible. Then Brittany shoved her. The sound of tearing fabric followed. Gasps rippled through the crowd. Maya's sleeve was ripped clean off, leaving her exposed and shaking. Laughter echoed from a few corners of the gym, but it quickly faded when they saw Maya's expression. Something inside her snapped, not from anger, but from clarity. All the late nights she'd spent training in self-defense after being cornered in middle school, all the times she'd promised herself she would never be powerless again, came rushing back. Don't, Maya said softly, her voice trembling but firm. Brittany smirked. Or what? And then it happened. In one fluid motion, Maya stepped back, pivoted on her heel, and delivered a perfect roundhouse kick that sent Brittany stumbling to the ground, not injured, but stunned. The crowd gasped, some cheering, others frozen in disbelief. Tyler rushed forward, standing between them. That's enough, he said, glaring at Brittany's group. You've done enough damage. No one dared to laugh anymore. After that night, rumors spread, not the cruel kind, but the kind that carried respect. People whispered about the quiet girl who finally stood up for herself. Teachers took notice. Even Brittany's friends distanced themselves, realizing how far things had gone. Maya didn't feel like a hero. She didn't even like talking about what happened. But something had changed. She walked taller, spoke louder, smiled more. When she graduated a few months later, she gave a speech, short, honest, and raw. People will try to define you by what they see, she said, her voice steady over the microphone. They'll tell you you're too quiet, too plain, too different. But strength isn't loud. It doesn't need approval. It's standing your ground when the world expects you to crumble. The gym that once echoed with laughter at her expense now stood silent, listening. As she stepped down from the stage, Tyler met her with a proud smile. You were amazing, he whispered. She smiled back. No, she said softly. I just stopped being afraid. That night, Maya didn't need applause, revenge, or attention. The real victory wasn't the kick, it was the courage it took to finally see her own worth. And sometimes, that's the most powerful strike of all. Message: stand up for yourself, not to hurt others, but to remind yourself you deserve respect. No one gets to define your worth except you.